Alright, we're live. How's it going, guys? It's been a few days. Alright, so I'm glad I'm back. Got the time to do another streaming today. Alright, so let's continue on the users, finishing up the users page. What do you think? Because we've been dragging this for I think 3 streams now, and I just want to get over it. So here's the current situation. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, we're building an absence tracker here, right? So employees can request days off, like I'm sick or I'm going on a vacation and blah blah. And this app presumably will make it a bit easier for them, you know, so they can request a leave, they can say which days, which notes. We need to fix this, by the way. But yeah, and the person in charge can accept them or decline them, and decline them with a reason. Okay, so those will be the admins, but that's already in place. So this would be the users page, right? And this page we can list all of the users, search through them, and probably delete them or stuff like that. So the current state is this: we're listing the users. We have the buttons on the right. And I thought maybe when we press these buttons here, maybe a modal will show up with all of the fields inside that the admin can change, and also delete or close. I guess just delete, probably. Yeah. Let's try that. Okay, so let's go back to the users page here. We have the users lists. Okay, and this is it. We have the button here. There is edit employee details. Okay, and what should we do? Let's get this event out of the component, and we can handle the modal here. So let's do that. We're going to say on click. First, let's accept it. Okay, so on user edits, that would be users. All right, so user ID or the whole user. Let's just get the user. Okay, we'll just get this from our props. Alright, yeah. Users edit, and then we'll pass on the user. Nice, and in here we can create a little on user edits. Okay, we got the user. Let's just see, I don't know, console log, just to see if everything works well. Let's print out the name. Void is not assignable to type. Oh, right, yeah. This was not supposed to be like this, but actually void. That's a good catch. And let's see this in action. So I'm gonna place this here so we can all see. Let's try this. John Doe and Lazar Nicole. Awesome. All right. So let's try to incorporate the Chakra model in here. Okay, we got is open on open on close, and we can use the use disclosure React hook that Chakra provides us. So let's definitely do that. Okay, is open will be, let's just keep it is open, you know, the default names. And then we have the modal here. We don't want any references, so we need the is open. We already have that. Close. Nicely done. There's an overlay. Yeah, let's use the overlay. That is the darker part behind the modal on top of the website. So let's add a modal overlay to the web page and modal content. Right, inside we can have a header, a close button, definitely. The header would be, I don't know, edit user, I guess. We'll see later on. Let's add the close button. Okay, and instead of doing this, we could do this instead. Yeah, so whenever we get the user, we should probably keep it in the local state. So editing user, set editing user equals use state. That would be a parsed user within that state. Okay, so initially it will be null, but let's try this. So can we add the initial value? Default is open, or just is open. Yeah, is open would be editing user, not undefined. Okay, nice. And then when we want to close it, we'll just set editing user to undefined, and the modal will automatically close itself. Then we have on close here, and what we can do is basically this: set editing user to undefined, but then also call the on close. Nicely done. Okay, so this this callback will be, this method will be executed when the user clicks on the close button. Okay, we do have an on open here, but on open, oh, okay, on click is actually on open, but we don't actually need that because we're controlling the behavior using the editing user value. Okay, in this case we'll just say yeah, we'll just say, because we got the user as an argument, we'll just say set editing user, and we should see the modal. Okay, so click editing user. Awesome. And since we'll also have the editing user, in this case we can do .name. Okay, so let's try that. Edit John Doe, edit Lazar Nicole. Awesome. All right, so we need to provide a modal body, and let's jump in the Prisma to see what properties we can edit. Here's the user. We have a picture, but I guess we can leave it as from the email itself, or we could, I don't know. For now, we only use G Suite to log in on the company domain, so we are just inheriting that, the image from the Google account. So I guess we can change the first name, last name, and email, and also the role, definitely. So let's do that. As I remember correctly, we had a concept of date of employment, but I guess we actually deleted that. Probably, yeah. We'll work on it some other day. Okay, so let's try to change the email. Okay. Oh, I guess, you know what? Yeah. Because this is going to grow, okay, and we'll have a form inside, and that form will have a state. We need to handle all the inputs, so let's just isolate this into its own separate components. Editing user modal.tsx. Okay, nicely done. And editing user modal. Let's just do the initial setup, export defaults, editing user model. Nicely done. Let's define our type, and we'll have the user, right? So that would be a parsed user. Exactly. What else do we have? I guess we'll pass these as well. Is open. Okay, and in this case is open is just a boolean, and there's a no close as well. On close, that's just a function without arguments that returns nothing. Nicely done. Okay, so props, we can get the user is open and on close. And now let's just return this model thingy. Now we need to import everything basically, and okay, set editing user. Editing user and set editing user. Okay. This would be on close. Okay, but we'll just call on close here. We'll handle the rest of the stuff outside. Okay, and this would be just user. Let's import rest of the stuff. We don't need React. Come on now. There we go. On close, we will just call on close and check this out. Editing user model. Nicely done. Is open is just is open. On close. Now check this out. On close, we'll do those things. We'll say set editing user to undefined, and we'll just call on close that we get from Chakra. And what else do we need? We need the user, of course. User equals just no editing user. Is this the user? No, parser undefined is another side to parser. Okay, in this case, let's try to force it. Okay, because if it doesn't exist, then is open will be false, and hopefully it's not going to, crash, but we'll see. So, nicely done. Nice. All right, so we can quit these things here, and let's just work in our own component now. Okay, so we're going to need a few inputs. That would be one for the email, one for the, let's check the schema. First name, last name. Okay, those can be halves, email, and select for the role, and the roles can be a user or an admin. Okay, so let's just code it up. Then we have a footer. Let's just place it inside model footer. There's the footer, and there's two buttons. Close. I guess we can do this. Check this out. Let's add a box so we can. No, actually not a box, but a flex. Exactly, and we'll have two buttons. Inside one will be delete, while one will be update. Let's get the update. So we'll do justify content space between, so we have left and right. For the delete button, let's say color scheme would be red, and for the update color scheme would be, I don't know, yellow. What do you guys think? Blue? Oh, okay, not looking good. So I guess the variant should be outlined. There was no outline. Okay, let's consult the documentations. button. Outline, okay, without a D. Alright, guess it makes sense. I don't really like this. Instead of color scheme red, why don't we try to actually make only the text? Okay, so just color, I guess. No. Ooh, and this is not. Doesn't seem it's like a flex. So justify content. Space between. But this is not actually. What if we say display? Yeah. Let's just do that. We don't need a wrapper in this case. So I'm going to remove the flex. I'll make the footer display flex, and then we can just say justify content space between exactly on the footer itself. So let's get back to the button. I'm trying to make the button to paint only the texts. Yeah, so the color scheme is fine, but we'll say variant equals ghosts. I think that's exactly. Yeah, looking nice. Let's try in dark mode. Okay, the colors are now paler because of dark mode, and they are stronger on light mode. Awesome. Also, we got these delete and update, and that's cool. Let's get rid of the flex, and we need to start populating the you know, the inputs now. So this is the inputs. Well, I guess we'll make them medium. We can try to make them fields this time, because I think it looks nice. What do we? Let's see. Request a live. There's an input here, but it's not fields. Pending requests. There's a text box as well. What about here? If we do, it's outlined. Okay, so all of our inputs are outlined. We'll try, in this case, we'll try to make these filled, but we'll see how it looks like. So, inside of the model body, let's go input. There we go. Okay, so the value, first let's say placeholder. Placeholder would be email. Okay, no, first name. Okay, that's more important. So value, ooh, check this out. For the parsed user, we have a whole name now, but in the database we have first name and last name, so we should be careful, you know. We could run into problems. Hey, where's Dan? Where's Dan? Thanks for following. Thanks a lot, appreciate it. Yeah, we could run into problems if the users has, I don't know, 3 names, like the 3 components in his name, right? So I don't know, Lazar, something Nikolov, right? And we know that's really interesting. Yeah, I'm so glad you like it. Thank you. We know that the first, I guess the first component is always the name, and we can treat the rest of the components as the last name, I guess. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Should we edit the parsed user to accept first name and last name, or should we do some additional things? Yeah, let me know in the comments, or for you it will be here. Yeah. I guess we should go with, yeah, let's first name string, last name string. Okay, I guess this would be an easier way. edit first name. I guess it would be easier. Now we are going to see some problems here. Every time we use anywhere we use the parsed user model, so let's go and do the changes first. First name, last name. But also, guys, also in here, I guess, this user's data is a string, okay, and we get that from here. So instead of name, we should say first name, so it actually makes sense. And then we say last name, user last name. Nicely done. And now we're cool. Let's get rid of these guys. I've never used Blitz. How does it compare to using something like Next.js plus Firebase? Yeah, so Blitz is actually Next.js, but with some additional magic on top of it. And it's pretty much the same. I mean, see, get server-side props. We are basically coding Next.js, but the stuff that we get are actually from Blitz. There we go, from Blitz itself. And yeah, it utilizes database using Prisma. It has when you create a new Blitz app, you also get some sort of authentication, but I changed it to utilize a Google. Let me show you. I changed it to utilize a Google login. So if you go log out and you go login, you're basically taken here, and only it will work. I mean, right now it's hard coded, okay, but it will work only on @halice.com for the moment, because I want to make this for my company. And you basically have your authentication here, and that's nice. What else? It utilizes React Query. Check this out. Utilizes React Query for data fetching. Okay, it wraps React Query, and you basically get this nice way of communicating with your backend, whether that's client side or server side, using these React Query and the Blitz.js wrappers for React Query. You don't have to worry about, you don't have to worry about if you're in the client, or are you doing I don't know, direct communication with your database. So it is super cool. And Next.js plus Firebase, I don't know, I haven't used Firebase in the web. I only used it in mobile apps for so I'm not sure how does it compare to Next.js plus Firebase. I guess it would be the same. I mean, what would you use Firebase for? Just for authentication, or the whole package? If you're using just for authentication, then it's always a good idea to create an abstract layer for your authentication. So even if you change provider in future, you should not have to change, your whole client structure in order to support this new provider. Thanks. Would you recommend it to someone who's more fluent in the front end than in the back end? I often struggle with Firebase and look for something that is fast to build with. Oh, definitely, man. I mean, check this out. Check this out. We have the users page here, right? And here is our get server side props section, right? So this will run in the server side. We only have we can authorize like this. I mean, check it out. This is all from Blitz.js. Get your current session, authorize it, and check if it's admin. If it's not an admin, then it'll show an exception. If it's an admin, then it will perform this. So you'll get your users, you'll prepare your data, and then just return it, and that's it. And if you want to see some different implementation, let's go into the absence types. Okay, so let me show you absence types. This would be in admin, and we have the absence types. Okay, so you see this table? we got the absence types using the use query React hook that Blitz.js gives us. This get absence types is just a simple asynchronous function that we define, right? We want to authorize first, then we query our database and we return our results. So using this use query and that function, what happens is Blitz.js actually generates an API call for you, so you don't have to build your HTTP API calls. Yeah, you do that. Yeah, so you don't have to, you don't have to define it and configure your HTTP calls. You just say, okay, I have my business logic here, right? This is my business logic for getting my absence types. First, I want to make sure that the user is authorized, so not everybody, not anyone can query this HTTP endpoint and get all of the data. Then we'll get all of the absence types that there are, and in this case there are only 3: vacations, sick leave, and days off. And then just return it. I mean, you can do all sorts of things in here, right? So this is your business logic. This is you authorizing the user, querying the database, doing, I don't know, you can do pagination. There's a built-in functionality for pagination inside Blitz.js through React query. And right, so you build your business logic, and instead of doing API calls and using, I don't know, Axios or fetch or isomorphic unfetch or whatever your preference library is for fetching data, instead of using that, you'll just say use query, you pass your function here, and basically Blitz.js does that for you. It generates an API call, it triggers it, and you get your data back. And what is also cool, that is definitely worth to mention, is initially Blitz.js works on an experimental version of React, right? So experimental builds, and those, the reason behind that is because Blitz by default wants to utilize React suspense. Okay, so you get your fancy stuff like is loading, right? When you query your absence types in this case, right? You get your is loading, you get your refetch function, you can invalidate that query. So in every place that you use it, for example in pending requests, okay, we have a list of pending requests here and previous requests. So these requests here, they need to be either accepted or declined, right? But these have already been accepted or declined, and there's a additional badge for here, right? And this is the reason. This guy is the reason, right? So for example, what happens is when I press on accept or decline from the left column here, we expect it to delete it from this column and place it in the previous request column here. And I thought at the beginning maybe I should use some sort of a state management library like Redux or I don't know, Zastand or Recoil or any of these new fancy stuff. But I thought because Blitz.js uses React query for data fetching, we could just check this out. We could just get the there we go, pending panel. Let me find the lines. There we go, right? So we have a query here, get absences, and that's just another business logic. It's just another async function where I do some stuff here, I count them, I do some pagination that I don't use at the moment, but it was fun to actually make it. And then I return some data here. So this is the business logic asynchronous function. What you can do is basically call invalidate query, and that would be it. And why is that enough? Because I'm using the same query for both pending requests and previous requests. And when I invalidate that query, both lists will update themselves. So no need to implement Redux or Zastant or Recoil or, you know, any of those state management libraries, because you already, at least when doing data fetching, you don't actually need to do to implement state management, because you can always just invalidate that query, that function, and your whole app will basically react and try to refetch the data, and it will refresh by itself with just one line of code. I mean, how cool is that? That is definitely one of the coolest things I've seen. And definitely, I suggest you take a look at Blitz.js, but have in mind it's still alpha software. Okay, there's no beta, there's no stable, it's I mean, check it out. They tell you that by themselves. So if you read the docs, this yellow block here says that it's an alpha software, right? So use at your own caution. If you AAJC Web Dev, thanks for following. I like to live on the edge. Yeah, I mean, definitely, it's cool. You know, alpha software means shiny new toys, right? And we all want shiny new toys. Alright, so yeah, I mean, it's cool. I would definitely recommend it. I can't wait for these guys to actually go. Yeah, I'm a bit newer in the Blitz universe, but I'm super, you know, I'm super cool. I think it's super cool. That's the thing. Alright guys, so let's continue. Right, so we get the user's first name. This is a great time to be getting it. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I wish I could also, you know, get involved with Blitz.js, but I just couldn't find the time. I couldn't find the time to make the setup, at least, you know. But it is what it is. Hopefully, you know, they will release a stable version soon enough. So let's try to just say the variant would be is it fields? Yeah. Okay, I like the look of it. Let's see if they have a form. Chakra UI plus React hook form. Okay. Simple form with Chakra UI form components and the React hook form from form library. Okay, so let's like this library. I have been using it in another project. I haven't used Formic or the rest of those cool libraries, but yeah, if Chakra UI says use React hook form, let's just use React hook form. Okay, we have the hook form here, and that's the components. And what else do we have? There we go. Handle submit. Errors register form state. Nicely done. And on submit returns a new promise. Okay, so submit name is required. Hello. Geez, you're not a fan. First name. What is wrong with you? Okay, so Naruto. That's cool. That is super cool. Okay, so we can utilize this, right? Since there's an is loading and we use React query, which also gives us an is loading property, so we can definitely do this. Awesome. So yeah, let's just install React hook form, shall we? Yarn add React hook form. This would be cool. Come on, dude. Oh, damn. Yeah, that would do it, I guess. We're streaming, by the way, so it makes sense to be lower. Alright. So how does the validation go? Register and you pass on a validation method. That's cool. Nicely done. Yeah, I like this API. I don't know, what do you guys think? You have your use form hook here. You have all of these methods and stuff that you inherit, that you get, and there's a handle submit. There's the errors, but also register. So instead of manually creating references to your input elements, you can just register them. And there you go. Yeah. What do you guys think? Oh, here starts. Which I like React hook form a lot. I haven't put enough time into the other form libraries to give a really comparison, but I've liked it. Yeah, me too. I mean, I've seen people hyping Formic, and one more that I can't remember what was it called again, but I'm feeling pretty comfortable with React hook form. Yeah, I think it's cool library. I mean, you get everything. Hey Linuski, thanks for following. This is amazing. Thank you. Formic, I think it's on its way out. It was one of the first, like one of the first ever libraries, like React hook libraries, or it was groundbreaking, but this stuff moves fast. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, let's try to do some npm strengths and we'll see. Let's see Formic. Forms in React without tears. I like that. So and let's add React hook form. Okay, oh, check it out. Number of downloads are actually double for Formic instead of React hook forms. It's created, yeah, 2 years before React hook form. Yeah, yes, the overall trend since, what is this, October, and it's going down, but as you can see, React hook form is just slowly but surely going up, so that's cool. Formic 3, I don't know what's happened in Formic 3. Did they do some bad backwards compatibility or stuff? The developers didn't like it? Alright, so let's get all of these things in here. Use form. There we go. Let's isolate our local imports with our package imports. Tend to do that always. Here again. There was a... yeah, there it is. app/admin /users/components. Nicely done. Okay, we are clean here. Nice. Okay, so let's wrap everything in a form. Submit equals handle submit. Let's create our submit form. Submit form, yeah, why not? Submit form. But we have two actions. I mean, no, we only have one. When we press on the update, we'll actually do the submit thing is loading, and yeah, type submit. So the update would be type submit. This guy here will be a separate functionality, right? So we'll just hit delete and confirm the action and delete the user, but the actual submit button would be the update in this case. Okay. Alright, we got submit form. We have this button here. Since this is form state is submitting, where do we have the form state from in this case? Oh, you also get the form state. That's cool. Okay, so let's do is loading is, let's do it, is submitting. Hey Vasco, how are you, man? You good? Formic 3 is not ready for production, but they improved the library a lot. A lot less renderer, if I remember correctly, like RHF. Yeah, probably. I mean, it's always cool to... use form must be used inside of a form component, okay? So editing user modal needs to be a form, guys. We have a form here. We're not using form in this case here. Not sure why it actually does this. There's a hook form. Inside of a form? What do you mean inside of a form? Ah, maybe the whole modal needs to be inside of a form. Or does Chakra have a form? No, they don't. Yeah, let's try that. Set the whole modal inside of a form and let's see if it complains now. Nope. No, that's not the case. Can't read the error. Use form must be used inside of a form component. And what kind of form component is this? What kind of form component are we talking about? Let's try, I don't know, form with capital F. App components form. Oh, maybe this is Blitz. What kind of... Yeah, this is actually Blitz. React final form, guys. So we actually... I mean, Blitz.js actually uses a React final form. Right? Use form must be inside of a form component. And this happens in Electron. I fixed this by adding React final form to my package JSON. For some reason, Webpack had an issue with being a pure dependency of array core. Yeah, I mean, check it out. In the form component itself, we have a React final form, and this comes with your brand new Blitz app. When you do Blitz new or Blitz create, I guess it was Blitz new something. So I guess we need to like install it, add it. Let's check out our package. There's a final form, but there's not. Okay, in this case, oh, well then let's try to actually use React final form instead of React hook form. Let's do that. So I'm going to remove the hook form. Yeah, that's sad. But yeah, hey, let's learn a new library along the way. It's testament to how similar they are that we didn't notice until now. Yeah, definitely. Alright, so let's add the final form in our package JSON. 421. Let's see if it's the same version. 652. Okay, I guess that's it. So let's do yarn start for now, and I guess we should use this form basically. Okay, so let's go down into the back into the body, because that's where our stuff is, actions and inputs and everything. And we're not going to use this thing now because we don't. Okay, guys, did you see what happened? I just typed use form because that's the React hook forms way, right? But instead of inheriting from React hook form, we actually inherited from React final form. There we go. Okay, so we have the form components and the field, but I guess that's already done for us. Final form. There's errors and there's a submit text. Okay. We might not like this, but let's just give it a go, you know. So we're not going to use this. I'm going to replace this block with our own components that we get from Blitz. There we go. But let's just keep things separated. And what do we? There's a children property on submit. Okay, on submit. Let's just say submit form. Yeah. I'm gonna grab some lunch. Good to meet you. You should do one of these streams for Redwood sometimes. Oh yeah, definitely. It's somewhat similar framework, and I'm a core member. Awesome, and would like to and would be happy to help out on a stream. Dude, this is amazing. Yeah, I was thinking. I mean, I found out about Redwood before Blitz.js, to be honest. But I saw a different streamer, the Kitse, streaming Blitz.js, and I kind of, you know, I digged it. So I think, yeah, maybe I'll take a look at Blitz.js myself. But yeah, definitely Redwood. I mean, super cool, man. Yeah, he's into Blitz. Yeah, yeah, we're from the same country, and you know, I don't know him personally, but I think he's a great dev. Hit me up anytime, dude. Let me add you. Wow, you play the cello. That's amazing. All right, this is cool. Yeah, thanks a lot, man. Thanks for stopping by. This is cool. Yeah, we could definitely do some Redwood stuff. The giant violin, yeah. The giant fiddle. All right, awesome. Yeah, AJ, have a good day. Thanks for stopping by. Alright guys, let's continue. We have the on submit. What else do we need? Submit text. That would be update in our case, but we don't actually want the footers. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, let's not use the form from this. I mean, it's cool that we have it, and thank you Blitz for providing it. But I want to do things my way. So let's try to do things our way instead. So I'm going to separate this. We have a form, and then we had a form what? Form fields? Oh, just fields. All right, nice, cool. We got the form, we have the fields, we have the form here, and let's see how they use. Okay, so there's a form. Oh, okay. Okay, so that's what we actually need to do, guys. Let's do this instead. Okay, no submit text, please. No on submit. I mean, there is on submit. Okay, that we can leave that. We can leave that. What else? We got a validation. Okay, let's try to do some const validate. Okay. Validate, and validate on blur. Yeah, why not? It's an additional functionality. And then we have a render functionality here, sorry, like this. And that's where we actually return our form. As we can see here, we have a handle submit, and that's cool. Nice. On submit, not scroll. Handle submit. Nicely done. Okay, so this needs to be a record of strings and any validation errors, blah blah blah. And it's or a promise of validation errors. Okay, but basically we need to get some values in here. Those values need to be of type where was it? Records something. Is not assignable to any void validation errors. Promise validation error. Okay, so we need to actually return. We need to actually return errors or not. We'll check it out. You know, we'll check it out. Let's just move on. Okay, and I guess in this case we need to wrap our whole model, because in the model body we have all of the inputs, but in the model footer we have the, you know, we have the stuff. So let's wrap everything with this form. Okay, I'm not a big fan of this, but it is what it is. No, this as well. All right, let's ditch the validation for now, because it doesn't really work. And we have the handle submit. Nicely done. Yeah, so we have the submit button, and we can just say on click handle submit, and we have submission. Now, do we have like a loading? No, submit errors. Submitting. Awesome. Right, so this was a boolean, and we can say is loading will be the value of submitting. Man, I love this. I love this. Super cool. All right, so inside of the body we have the form, but outside of the body we have the button type submit, which we don't actually. Let's just keep it anyways. But on click will trigger the handle submit, and basically this submission will happen. How do you switch so fast between Visual Studio and Chrome? Yeah, just command tab like this. This happens, but I'm not waiting for it to show. So yeah, just simply flicking around through VS Code, and it's Brave. It's not Chrome. It is Chrome, but it's Brave. I don't know. I kind of like this browser thing. It gets rid of all the shady ads that we see on websites and trackers and stuff. Alright, so where were we? Let's try to use the field. Let's see how the field is being used here. Okay, we have a label, and then we have a component. Nicely done. Field name, first name, component input, placeholder, first name. Okay, and this is React final form. Yeah, guys, I don't know. Yeah, let's give it a go. We want to go with React final form, or we want to go with hook form. What do you guys think? Let's make the decision right here and right now. Should we go to final form, or should we go with hook form? Let's add these three forms. Let's go with what was the name? Formic. Let's add React hook form and React final form. Maybe this will help make the decision. Okay, so final form is actually second by age. Okay, but Formic has the most stars on GitHub. It's the popular cat in this trio. And then there's hook form, which I've known and began to like it. So what do you guys think? Yeah, let me know. Even if you don't understand, I don't know. Even if you don't know these libraries, just I don't know. Roll the dice. Trends-wise, Formic's definitely on top, since it's the oldest. But as we can see, it's going a bit, you know, it's falling down a bit. React hook form is growing steadily, but you know, slowly but steadily. Steadily, what? Slow but steady. And we have React final form, which I guess is growing, but very, very, very slow. So what do you guys think? Which one should we pick from these three? Formic, hook form, or final form? I've worked with hook form and I like it. I've never worked with Formic, but maybe it would be a Code Evolution have excellent stories on YouTube on Formic. It is very clear codes. I haven't worked with others, so I don't know. Okay, Vasco. Yeah, thanks for the input. Formic. Yeah, I mean, check out the popularity. You know, 25k stars, 16k stars, and 6k stars. I mean, these are almost 10,000 stars increments. You know. Yeah, React hook form is loved by 10,000 people more than React final form, but Formic is loved more than 10,000 people more than React hook form. I don't know. Yeah, well, since it's the most popular library, I guess we should. I don't know. I guess we should go with Formic. I guess we do have some Chakra UI examples that uses hook form, and I've used hook form, and I like it. Man, I don't know. Yeah, let's go with hook form. Yeah, let's go with hook form. We're going to remove the final form. Remove final form and React final form. But we're going to add our very own and loved React hook form. React hook form. Nice. Okay, yarn. Start. I'm going to ditch this. So import use form from React hook form. Okay. Let's steal this. It's really lazy. Nicely done. We're not going to need the whole form wrapper in this case. Okay, that makes me happy. So we got the form in here, which I guess we'll keep it. Yeah, on submit is handle submit form, just as it was. Nicely. And this is no form state is submitting. Nice. Is loading, and then handle submit form. Nicely done. There was a validation in place, right? Form control errors. Okay. Form label. We have the input and form error message. When does that come from? Oh, nice. That everything comes from Chakra UI, so that's cool. Okay, so that would actually mean we need to wrap our input with form control, right? Form control. What else do we have? Form control is valid. Nicely done. Form control is valid. Errors dot says name because the input's name is name, but let's give it ours. Name equals first name. Okay, then we have the input here. Let's add the form label. Why not? Let's be cool. First name. HTML4 first name. Nicely done. And we do need to pass a reference to this by doing the register. And then we can say validation, validate name, but yeah, guys, we're not going to register. I mean, we're not going to validate the first name. The first name is just for, or I don't know. We can do validate, like not empty, or maybe that already exists here. Let's see it in action. You know, nested value. Oh cool, there's an autocomplete. Nice. Handle submit, watch set value. There's an autocomplete from material UI. Yeah, alright, we'll see that later. Validation. Do we have some validation out of the box, like not empty. Validations, no. Required max length. There's a pattern. There's a minimum and maximum. Alright, yeah. Let's just keep it simple. Register, and that's it. Right. And then we have the form error messages below the input. Now we need to import that. And this is not going to be the name, but the first name. And the message itself, okay. But that means if we don't have validation, we don't have any errors. So, right, so that's the first name. Let's add the last name. So everything that's a first name, we'll make it last name. Last name, nicely done. And if we check out our page right now, we will see them one above the other. Yeah, but we don't want that, right? Oh, also, guys, we also want to do size equals medium, I guess MD. Input default size large. Yeah, let's go with large. Looks good. Okay, but there's also we'll see. We could make the model wider as well. So size, yeah, let's try medium here. Let's see how it looks like. No, large. Okay, extra large. 3 times extra large. Yeah, that looks cool. So now we can actually get all of these form controls here, wrap them into a flex. But make that flex direction to row. And we'll see them one by one. Do we have spacing here? We don't have spacing. Yeah, we don't have spacing here. Well, in that case, let's use a grid. Why the hell not? We had columns like this, responsive array, definitely. So we can say one column for small devices, or extra small, one for small, 2 for medium, and onwards. So we should see 2 columns, I guess. No? Yeah, let's remind ourselves about the grid. Simple grid, not just grid. Okay, template columns. And we also want to add some gap properties. 6 might be too much, but we'll see. Oh, it might be okay actually. And yeah, template columns, I guess. Template columns, but yeah, definitely not template columns. We wanna do, let's try the simple grid. Columns 2, spacing 10. Columns 2, null 3. Okay, that's pretty much, and there's also spacing. But we should see simple grids. I guess we need to do a simple grid instead of a grid. Let's see that. Instead of grab. Yeah, gap is okay, but simple grid, come on, man. React component makes the providers make that providers a simpler interface, and make it easy to create responsive grid layouts. Yeah, Chakra, you have a lot of typos in the documentation. Go check it out. Simpler interface and makes it easy to create responsive grid layouts. Okay. Well, that's what we want, but we don't actually see 2 columns in here. What do I need to like do this instead? But we don't want that. We want a simple flow. Okay, so come on, man. Okay, you know what? Check this out. Check this out. Now, what if we say column is equal to 2 in this case? But let's see how it looks like on phone, just to make sure that it works on, you know, it takes into account the responsiveness that we gave here. So okay, users, let's edit this user. Still, we provided a value prop to a form field without an onChange handler. This will render a read-only field. We'll see this, but as you can see, the columns responsive grid actually doesn't, the responsive array doesn't work. Yeah, so come on, do we have to make it with flex, man? I guess we're going to go with, we're gonna go with just a grid, because I know the thing. So grid instead of column, we'll do template columns. Okay, and then we'll do a repeat of we'll do a repeat of, let's go with grid. We want 2 columns, 1 fraction. So 2 columns, 1 fraction each. Okay. Yeah, and in this case we have this. Let's see. Am I getting some errors? I guess not. Okay, nice. Yeah, guys, see, this is what we actually want. But check this out. If we go mobile, we want these form controls to actually take up, you know, actually be one vertically aligned. Okay. So how do we do that? Let's try use the form control and do grid columns. Let's provide the responsive array. We'll say 1. No, we actually need the grid. We actually need the column starts, out columns, template columns, the column span. You know, how many columns should this? Yeah, there you go. Row span, grid item, row span, or col span. Yeah, so I guess we need to do a grid item in this case, because we want to control that. So all of the form controls wrapped inside of grids item properties, components. And now let's select these 2 and say col span would actually be in a responsive array, 1 for extra small, 1 for small, and 2 and onwards for medium or larger devices. So let's check it out. Nope. Col span. What if I say col span equals 2? Just a simple number 2. Yeah, it works. And what about this? It doesn't work. Well, maybe we need to add another 1 in the responsive array. No? That's weird. That is totally weird. Starting and ending. Responsive value, number or auto. Okay, so the number of columns the grid item should span. Well, row span, I guess we need to. So for the columns, as you can see, there's only responsive value, but for the rows there's a responsive array, and that's actually the responsive array. So I guess I guess we actually need to template columns, grid template columns, shorthand property for grid template columns. Well, yeah, I guess we can do that actually. So instead of giving the template columns away like this, we could probably say just like one fraction, and then the repeat two fractions. Okay, so let's, nicely done. So we got nicely done, right? So if we go less than 770, okay, but that might be too big. We can just say this. Nice. So 480 pixels, then everything turns vertical. Nicely done. That's what we actually want. All right, let's go dark, ease out our eyes. So we have the first name, last name, right? And let's go create a new grid item. We'll set up the email now. Form control. We don't need these guys here. We have our form control is invalid. Yes. Errors dot email, because we are going to do email validation here. So form label, right? HTML4 email. Nicely done. We have the input now. Okay, size would be large, name would be email, variant would be field, placeholder would be email. Yeah, let's make it a better user at yourcompany.com, and instead of last name, let's go Joe John. Nice. This is a better way to add your placeholders. You know, it's more understandable from the user's perspective. Not that we don't know what an email is, but still, just, you know, make it easier for them as much as we can. So reference, yeah, register. It's register, but we will validate email. Okay, validate email values. Just say email, and let's just say console.log email, just to see what actually happens, and we'll try the validation a bit later on. It needs to return. Okay, well then let's do this instead. How about that? Validates. Okay, you know what? Instead of validation, maybe we could try adding a pattern. Yeah, let's steal a pattern. We would go with the regex email check. There must be, there we go, something that I've already used. Let's try this guy. Like this. Okay, so let's give the... Ooh. God damn, that's way too long. Okay, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay, we don't have the errors, and that's cool. Form error message, right? What was the use case for that? Just the message, instead of name, we'll just say email, right? Okay, nice. But there's no message in this case. Let's stick with validation. We'll keep the regex. Okay, we can move it to a utility function or something like that, so it's not inline. There we go, utilities, validators.ts. Okay, and we can export const validate email. We'll receive that set email as a string, and we can return that I don't know, TypeScript regex validation. So just create a new regex with the pattern and do the tests stuff. Okay, we want to test your regex. Okay, right, so pattern equals new regex. There you go. And I guess we just need to return email dot test, no, pattern dot tests email. Okay, and basically test returns a boolean. Nice, returns a boolean, and instead of a pattern we can say validate email. No, validate email. Ooh, okay, validate email validation. Yeah, let's do that instead. Console log values. Email validation. It's going to say a lot of nasty stuff here because we don't return a validations rule. But let's see how can we actually use the validation. Okay, there's a pattern here, minimum, maximum. Perform validation. Okay, so this basically says no overload matches this call. There's a rules, minimum, maximum. Nevertheless, let's go and see it done. So let's go update, and that logs out an empty value. Okay, what about laser.com? Okay, we got that here. Okay, email validation. Yeah, so goddamn it, this. So basically it basically works, right? Validates. Needs to return a validate or a record of string and validate. Okay, so needs to return a validate. Okay, return. I know what the hell is validate. Data or any validate result. Message. Let's try this. Return. Huh. Alright, so it's still not accepting it. Right? React, hook, form, email validation. Let's see how the pros are doing this. There's an email type of thing. There are the errors. Type required, message, no message. email. Required pattern value enter. Oh, okay. So you can have the pattern, but there's a value and there's a message. Oh, nice. So let's get back to the utilities. Okay, return basically this. Instead of validate email, we can say email validation regex, something like this, or email, yeah, with capitals, email regex. Let's use that instead. Instead of validation, we'll say pattern. Okay, value. Well, from utilities. It was validators. Okay, there you go, the regex, and we want to do a message. Please enter a valid email. Okay, nicely done. And now if we go back, there's no errors.email. Let's dig down. Let's see what's up. This should be the form. This should be the form. On control, this is the first name, last name, and the email. So let's see. Form error message. There's our user. There's the form hook. Let's try to jump into the debugger now and try to actually find it. So, editing user model. There we go, and we have the errors here, so let's just do an update like this. Oh, god damn it. These are okay, so we need to actually change these. Submit. Where's the form? Here's the form. Then we'll submit form. Then we'll submit form. But should this button be inside or not? Let's just add it one more time for errors.email.message. Okay, so there should be errors.email.message. Yeah, please enter a valid email. We don't actually. Okay, there we go. What? I guess I just needed to reload the page, or I don't know. Let's see it again. Okay, nice. Hello, please enter a valid email. Okay. John@felicia.com. Nicely done. Okay, well, we can't change these things because they're bound to be the user, right? Where are they? Yeah. But instead of a value, maybe we should say initial value. Default value, yeah. Default value instead of, because the value is binds the inputs value, and default value I guess is just the initial one. So John Doe, there we go. Nice, you can change that, and let's also do the same for the email. And then what we yeah, this I guess this guy would be called span. Let's set it to 2. because we want this kind of layout, or we don't want this kind of, I guess we do want, no we don't, because we have the full control. There will be no errors for these two guys, only for the email. No errors for this guy as well, and that guy would be form label role. Exactly, role. We want a select, so let's see how Chakra does the selections. Select option, large size, outline field, nicely done. So just select, but where are the options? Inside, nice. Select option, the option needs a value, user, okay, admin. That select has a placeholder, admin, default, oh, we need to import it, exactly, a default checked, or default value, yes, that would be user role, okay. And then the variant would be field, I guess, and I guess that would be it. No, we need to register it. The size should be large, so it matches the height of, there we go. Admin, user, admin, no. We don't want that, so we'll get rid of the placeholder. Only user and admin. Okay, so John Doe is a user. Let's see if we edit mine, we should be admin. Of course. Nice. And now let's see how we can actually register that form. How we can register. So this select, can we assign a name to it? Yeah, definitely. And then let's assign a name to role. And then let's do a ref, just say register, because we're not going to validate it. There's only 2 roles for now. Unless they grow or become customized, then we'll load them from an API instead, not just hard code them. Okay. Okay, so let's do some stuff now. We got the submit form. Let's see if we get some args here. Let's see if we get the args here. Maybe we'll get the whole form. So, update. First we have the values, okay, and all of them are here. Nice. So we can only say just form values. We don't need the event itself. So when we do update, nice, we have all of this. Okay. And the update button needs to return, I guess, a promise. Let's try that. So I'm going to return promise. Reject, resolve, or was it resolve, reject? Set timeout. Let's wait for 1 second and then do resolve. Okay. What is this? Oh yeah, new. Hey, how's it going? Resolve, okay. Let's see if we wait for 1 second with the button spinning. No. So how did this work? is submitting handle submit on submit, and then on submit returns a new promise with resolve functionality. And I'm doing pretty much the same thing, right? Set timeout, resolve. We don't need anything in here. What? Void your type argument to promise. Alright, promise of void then. Is that cool? That's cool, okay. So let's set it to 3 seconds. So first you get the values, then you return a new promise, then you resolve. So let's see if we get the spinning thingy working. That's cool. That is cool. Okay, so okay, now we can actually do this, right? We're not going to use the set timeout, that was just for fun and giggles. But what we're going to do is, let's go to the users mutations. Users. We have only components and pages. I guess we don't have a user. No, okay, we got users queries. Okay, nice. And then we'll just do, oh man. Well, then these queries should be moved into the users pages. Okay, I guess that makes more sense because this was on top level. So let's just remove this guy. Okay, and what were them? Get all users. Get all users. It's not being used anywhere. Get current user. That's definitely being used anywhere. Okay, it's changed its path automatically. Nice. Use current user. Okay, cool. So we got the queries. Now let's add a new folder called mutations, and we'll create the update user.ts. Nice. Okay, we have the context, we get the current user. So what we actually want to do is get the user with where, but then also provide the data. Okay, so let's just say export default async update user. Okay, I still have to look at this. I don't know it by hand. So okay, we got the update user async function, sorry. Okay, we should have added it below. We got the function here and we have the context here, and this is the inputs. So let's try to import. Let's get the context first from Blitz. Let's get the DB, but then also update user update arguments. Exactly. Okay, and that's cool. And we wanna do the type now. Update user input. Let's get the update user update arguments, and we just want the where, not order, not stuff like that. Okay, so then we can get the update user input, and we have the context, and from update user input we only have where. But we also want to have the select include data where. Well, not really. Select include data where. Okay, so instead of pick, we should have used the different one. But let's just we want the data basically, and we want the where. Select include. We're not interested in that. Okay, so why is it complaining now? Oh, instead of comma, we needed to add a pipe. And now we have the data and where. Nice. So we have the data here, and we have the where. Nicely done, guys. Okay, so what we want to do is context.session.authorize, but only admins can update the users, right? See here, we could have done this in a single line. Okay. So let's try to find the updating user first. db.user find one, and the where is the actual where. Okay, let's try to see how we can return an error. I guess it was kind of errors do Blitz.js have. Throw new error, and that error is from nowhere. Not found error. Okay. Yeah, actually that's what we want. Yeah, if there's no users, just throw the not found error. So authentication, authorization, and not found. If it doesn't exist, throw new not found error, and that's it. Otherwise, let's do the results. That would be the await db.user.update data and where. Okay, then we'll just return the newly updated results. So first we want to authorize only admins to update, to use the update user with lowercase u. Then we are trying to find the user. If the user exists, if it doesn't exist, then throw a not found error. Otherwise, update it and then just return it. Okay, looks like nice. Let me remove this as well, and we have the values here, right? So let's import the update user from app admin users mutations update user. And then what we also want to do is import use mutation from Blitz. Okay, because we are going to wrap it in a use mutation. So let's see, const was it an array? Let's see. Let's quickly see use mutation. Yeah, just an array and update user mutation. Yeah, like this. Use mutation, update user. Right? And then we have a where. No? Ah, okay. That comes later on. Okay, so const, but with try catch, because we're going to throw an error. Let's try this for now. Res equals await update user mutation. We wanna Okay. And pass on the values like this. Use mutation. Let's see it. Create new periods, data, and then we go. Well, that's what I was trying to do. So data, update user mutation, create new periods. We don't have intelligence, and that's what weird of undefined. Update user. Oh, sorry guys. There we go. Nicely done. Okay, so data will be actually what? Email would be values.email. First name would be values.firstname. So this will grow quickly, and let's just put everything into its own line. First name, last name. And then we'll go role, values.role. Okay, that's the data, and where is actually ID will equal user.id. Nicely done. Yeah. Okay, so since res is now the current, you know, the new user, basically, we would want to change this parsed user to be the newly created user. But the thing is, this is a user, right? It's not a parsed user. ID, avatar, first name, last name, email, employment, and yeah, we don't actually have the employment at the moment, so I'm going to delete it. Alright, doesn't matter. I don't know. It's cool. Let's just await it. If there's an error, or no, await it, and then we can open up a toast, basically, and set and call on close. But then first we wanna throw some toasts around. Okay, so use toasts. Toasts. There we go. There's a success toast. User updated successfully. Use toast is from Chakra UI. Where did you put it? Use toast. There we go. Alright, cool. And then we resolve. We will resolve before the close, and then we'll reject. We don't actually have to reject. Resolve and reject. Can we pass on the message? I guess we can. Alright guys, let's see this in action. First, I would like to open up Blitz DB Studio. 8 o'clock. Okay guys, what do you say we do a 10-minute break, and then we can continue working on our app? Huh? It's 8 and 16. Let's go 25. 8 and 25. Okay. How does that sound? Let's take a little break and we can continue later on. All right. So yeah, I'll be right back. Alright guys, we're back. Hey, by the way, the last time I streamed, I sounded a little fuzzy. I sounded a little distorted. So I was updating my software, and by the time I actually, I finished my last stream, I noticed that my voice sounds a bit fuzzy, a bit distorted. So do I still sound like that, or the sound quality is okay? Let me know in the comments, because I was trying to fix it and I'm not sure if it's fixed. I didn't have time to actually try it out, but yeah, let me know if you have some trouble hearing me. Okay. All right, let's continue. We have some trouble in the Prisma schema now. Says that we did not find a relation for the model user and the field user in period. So let's open up our Prisma. We have the user now here, and there's a user in periods, okay? And this is the actual model that we tried to create it a few weeks ago, but we're not working on this, so I'm going to just comment it out and do Blitz db migrate. Removed user in periods. Okay, yarn starts again, but now let's also open up Blitz db studio. Nicely done. Let's try to open it here, and when I update this, we should see it update immediately. Let's reload the page and continue. All right, so John Doe. Okay, let's add some ease to the John Doe update. We have the user updated successfully, but this is not validated. Okay, we need to do that. And if we reload, we can see that in the database the value is updated. So we're clear there, but we need to update this list now. Okay, so how do we do that? Let's see. We have the editing user model here. And we also need to do the update user updated void. Okay, user updated, and after on close, no, before on close, let's just call that user updated. And now in the users, in the update user, no, where are we? In the pages users txt tsx, we are going to, oh man, okay, so okay, so you see the problem now. We are using the server-side props here, okay, and we're not using the queries. So let's refactor this. We had to do this because we tried to implement a custom table using Tanner Linsley's React table package, but then I decided to roll back and just create a simple Chakra table instead. I mean, it's not a table, it's a list, but still. And because we used that, we needed to get the users immediately, and that's why I decided to roll with server-side props. But let's refactor that. Okay, we already have the get all users, so I'm going to remove this whole thing, maybe except this get all users. Because this here returns only these things, and we parse them as the parsed user, ID, avatar, first name, last name, email, and role. But the users model, the user model has also created it, updated it, and all these things. Email, role, picture, sessions. Well, you know, yeah, let's roll with an ordinary user instead. So I'm not going to use this. I'm not going to use this. I'm not going to use this, but I'm going to import my get all users from app admin users queries get all users, but then also use query and invalidate query. You'll see the situation I had in one of the previous streams where I had to invalidate the query without using a state management library. Okay, so users, we're not going to use any page props now because we have no props. Okay, this is just a Blitz page, but then we'll do const users and then use query get all users, an empty object, but then also suspense false because we're not using that. Null or undefined. Okay, then there's just null. And what can we get? We get the is fetching. Why not? Why not? Let's ditch super JSON. Users. Now these users is just a user model. Okay, so let's refactor this parsed user to be actually from user. Instead, that user can be imported from the DB or Prisma client. Yes, Prisma client. And we have a picture instead of an avatar. And that's it. That's cool. On user edits, set editing user. Instead of parsed user, we'll just use a user. Let's import that user from Prisma client. Okay, and editing user, instead of parsed user, it will use the user, not the parsed user. I don't know why I created that one, but still. And what else do we have? A default value. String or null. Okay, first name. We need to force these guys. And that's it. And now let's get back to the page. And when we say user updated, we will say invalidate query gets all users. Okay, user updated is returns a void, and this thing. Okay, so let's just wrap it in an anonymous function. Is fetching. Okay, it is fetching. Let's do the skeleton here. If it's not an admin page, doesn't exist. Okay, that's a dump little page guard, but still it works. Let's import the skeleton. Okay, so we're cool here. We're actually cool everywhere. Let's reload. Do we have the skeleton? We do have it for a moment. Nice. All right, so when we update the John Doe, we'll remove these extra E's at the end. And when we hit update, this list should automatically refresh because we are calling invalidate query. Okay, so update. There we go, guys. No need for Redux. Okay, so and also, for example, this guy is a user now. Okay, let's try to switch this guy to an admin. He's an admin now. Nice. There we go, admin. Let's get it back to a user. He's a user now. Refresh. User. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. All right, so we got this working, and what we should probably do next is, I guess, have a little search functionality. Yeah, why not? Why not? We don't have plans for pagination at the moment, although we could do it in future. Did you guys see the skeleton? Let's try to set the network to be a fast 3G and reload, with hope that we will see the skeleton loading. But then this loads a lot of time. God damn it, come on. There we go. Okay, so that's working. That's working. Get all users, get current user. Nicely done. Nicely done. Alright, so that's the users. Page. We can update the users now. Let's create a simple input. So when we actually type some stuff, we can try to filter out all of the, all of the users that contain that query inside its name. Do we have some search functionality in the use query? No, React query search. Live search with React. I don't think this person uses a React query. Okay, so I guess it doesn't actually have anything special about searching, although it would have been cool, I guess. All right, let's just do that here. So when we get all of our users here, we don't actually, we have the whole database basically, and since it's not configured to be a multi-tenant at the moment, we are going to have a lot of refactoring on our hands sometime in the future. But for now, I guess it's okay to just have the search here. Maybe have the search here. What do you think? It looks like a reasonable place. But then we have the layout here, right? Okay. This is in the head. There's a flex user. Sidebar, heading, but that's only if we have.
I've done a lot in my life. It's been ups and downs.
Pages. I guess. Oh, let's try to in-app DSX. We only use the get layout, and this is the layout.
And I've realized
there's an icon button here.
So I don't have no time. I don't even have
there's code cam here.
I feel like
And then there's the page here.
I've got to find a way to
But then there's this flex thing here, where we have the users lists. Huh. I guess this is the actual title that's part of the layout in this case. And the title is being used here and alright, and also here, right? And then we have the children at the bottom. And yeah, I guess we do want to The issue here is this get layout thing is inside, it's not inside of the components, it's outside of it. So if we add that search functionality, we let's try this. Let's see how React portals work, and maybe we should create a portal inside of the layouts where we have this thing here. So then we can, I don't know, inject our custom components inside of there. Outside of the DOM hierarchy of the parent components. There's a child and there's a container. And now this is the DOM nodes. So then let's try, let's get a stack here. No, not a stack. This should be something like we have in the editing users model. We have a grid, something like this. Yeah, so let's go back. Let's get the heading back, but introduce the grids in this case, pretty much the same. Okay, we'll get the heading in this case. We might not need a grid item in this case. Yep, it's set to 6. Okay, so then we can say div, self-closing div, id equals page, I don't know, actions. Yeah, let's try that. So we have a div with the page actions. Oh, I was not supposed to close that. And then we can try to create that portal, right? Sometimes it's useful to insert a child into a different location in the DOM. Page actions. And that's all. Oh, that's not cool. Alright, so what if we did this basically? We wanna do, where is it? Create portal from React DOM. Okay, so import from React DOM. What is actually create portal? Create portal. Then we have the element and then the DOM nodes. So this would be document, I guess, get element by ID, page actions, right? That's how we name them. So let's try to do an input here. Placeholder equals search, something like this, and let's see if that actually works. No, it doesn't. Of course it doesn't work. Let's try to get the users. We have the page actions here. First class way to render a children into a DOM node that exists outside of the DOM hierarchy of the parent component. Does not create a new div. It renders the children into DOM node. DOM node is any valid DOM node regardless of its location in the DOM. Remember, the managing keyboard focus becomes very important. For modal dialogues, ensure that everyone can interact with them. Okay, so get element by ID outside of the components. But yeah, because we have two components here. And then return create portal these props children to this element. This element is a div element. And then the model root, which is the model root, appends that element. Okay, I see. I see. But this looks weird. Alright, we got it working. We got it working, nice. Oh, okay, so this is our input. And since we are in this component, we can say variant equals filled. Nicely done. Okay, and then we need to implement the onChange and do a search. No, filter users. Let's create a filter users. Okay, and then the query would be current target dot value. Let's just console log it out so we can see that we actually made it working. Okay, hello world, nicely done. Although this looks a bit weird, it kind of flickers. Yeah, see that? Oh, but that's actually going out of the page. Nice. See, check this out. Bang. When we go out of the page and get back in, the refocus actually makes the React query to refetch all of the data for us, and that's cool. So we always have the freshest data when we go back to that tab. If I do this, it will trigger it as well. Okay, so we have the search functionality here, but it looks a bit wider than it needs to be. So width, let's try, I don't know, we can say 100%, no, 100% for small devices, 100% for medium extra small and small, and then I guess, I don't know, 56 for, but 56 is too low, so let's try, I don't know. No? Okay, what? $80. Yeah, 80 is okay. And this portal, the layout here, we want this div basically to be a flex box. The direction should be a row and the justification should be flex ends, so it's on the right side. But now since we, oh, okay, yeah, we got it here. Okay, nice, and we have the filter users. Nicely done. Do we have like a set query data? Nice. We have the all of the users here, but nah. Display users will be users, right? Or just say is use state. This is a users array. Display users and set this display users. Yeah, so basically instead of looping through, instead of showing the users array, we'll show the display users array. Where do we have the users? There we go, display users. And that's it, yeah. And then what we are trying to do now is new users would be users.filter, right? Returns the elements of an array that meet the condition specified. Nicely done. We'll return all of the users that's the first name is what? String or null, but let's force it out. Contains, no contains. All right. Index of query is greater than -1, or user.lastName index of query is greater than -1, or user's email index of query is greater than -1. Okay, so whatever we write here in the search fields, we'll try for the first name, last name, or email. We'll see how that works. But nevertheless, we got the new users, and we'll say set display users, new users. If the query is undefined or query.length is null, then we'll set the display users to be the users array, basically the whole database at the moment. And let's just return so this doesn't get executed. Okay, so Lazar Nikolov, yeah, I sense that it's going to happen. Okay, so basically it's different. It's different in this case. We'll try the query index, come on. Index of user's first name, right? Last name and email. Yeah, if the query actually contains it. So let's see. Yeah, that doesn't look good, but it kind of works. And then we also wanted to lowercase. To lowercase, but then it will never be undefined, so let's make it a let query equals query to lowercase. Okay, but then I guess we need to also add, instead of query index of, we'll do the opposite way, right? So first name to lowercase, index of query, right? All right, so let's see how it works now. Cannot map of undefined. What are you talking about? Users list. Let's reload. Map of undefined. Users lists. Oh, okay. I guess in that case the users are undefined Let's debug that. Let's go up to this point, hit a refresh, and we'll see what do we have as display. Yeah, undefined, because the users, well, the users are defined actually. So this reloads. Yeah, this is weird. So basically, we do have the users, but the initial value on the initial state basically is not being accepted for some reason. And that's why we have the display users set as undefined. But why? We have the isFetching set to false. We do have the users list. Yeah, that is weird. Display users. If display users is undefined, then let's pass the users. It's a momentary fix, but I guess it will work. Yeah, but that was weird. All right, I don't know. Let's try. Okay. Nice. Nice. Last name only. We don't have the role yet. Maybe we could also implement the role basically. Yeah, why not? Or users role, which is lowercase. But let's just try to lowercase. Index of query is greater than -1, or the query index of user.role.lowercase. Let's pair these guys up. So first name, last name, email, and role. Nice. At Galicia, nice. HN at Galicia, nice. So only this part basically. All right. We have a cool search. What do you guys think? We have a cool search now. We can edit the users. We can search for them. Give me all of the admins. Or give me all of the users. Or give me everybody with the nice name of Nikolov. Nice. Alright, this looks cool. I'm happy with this. Whew. Nice way of also utilizing the React portal in this case. The search is now invisible in this case. We might want to change its backgrounds. Let's try that. We have these inputs here, but let's see background. Background would be gray. What was this? Gray dot chakra config. Gray. Let's check it out. Panel backgrounds. Gray 700. Okay, gray 700 or background light. Basically this is what we actually want to do. Well, let's just use it like this. Where is it? Background will be this. Come on, guys. Oh, it's a hook. Search backgrounds. Alright, let's see it. No, that's not it. That's not it, but maybe panel background, gray 700s or background lights. F5, F5, yeah, exactly. That's not what we actually want to do here, but instead I guess 900 and I guess just white, because oh no, not here, but here, white and 900, no, 800 actually. Okay, we got these colors matching. There we go. Nice. Alright, cool. Alright guys, what do you think? I think it looks cool. I think it's... yeah, it's fair enough. It's a simple users list. There is no pagination or anything, but we have a cool search. We can edit the users and stuff. Awesome. Alright, so yeah, let's call this a day. Since we got the users working, what we could work at the next time would be, I don't know, when we are, yeah, let's fix this layout for the next time, because we probably did some changes and now we are stretched out like crazy. But let's fix this thing later on, and then maybe we could start implementing, you know, introducing the periods, right? And actually start counting the days left, right? If I have all of my vacation used up, then I shouldn't be able to request a leave, right? Maybe we could work on that, because that is the actual point of the whole lab, right? We're just distracting ourselves building these supporting mechanisms, but it's, you know, it's not if, it's when. So oh, actually delete, we don't have any delete functionality. Let's do that real quick. Let's do that real quick, because it's not a big issue. So let's see, popover. We have the popover here. There's a trigger and then there's the content. Let's just grab all of this. Let's get back to the users, editing user modal. We have the delete button here. The delete button will be the trigger. This is the one click set confirmation. Okay. What is this? That was weird. Let's start introducing the libraries. Delete confirmation. Are you sure you want to delete user dot first name, user last name? No. And yes, okay. And now let's try to say is open. Now let's do a simple state. Delete confirmation open, set delete confirmation open. Use state false at first. Let's go back where the errors are happening. And close set delete to false. Nicely done. Set delete confirmation open to false. Set query success. User deleted successfully. Let's try this. And that's it. Oh, use state from React. There we go, and we'll just use the mutation here. Delete user.ts export default async function delete user. Let's import context from Blitz, import from DB, delete user, no, user delete arguments, type delete user input will be, let's get user delete arguments. What can we get? Include select. Yeah, only where. We have the delete user input and we have the context. Context.session.authorize. Only admins can delete stuff. We have the where. Okay, and now let's try. Let's find user. Await db.user find one where. If the user doesn't exist, throw new not found error. Nicely done. Else await db user delete where. Arguments to delete the user. And then it returns that user. Deleted user. Return. Just return this. Nicely done. Okay, so let's get back use mutation. We have it here. Import delete user from app admin users mutations delete user. Delete user mutation equals use mutation delete user, and then inside of the we'll do delete user mutation where user's ID is this. Okay, success. Otherwise do that, and John Doe. Cannot for let's reload. First name of undefined. Because the user is not being set at the moment. On click, set delete confirmation open to true. Nice. So John Doe, delete. There we go. Are you sure you want to delete John Doe? Yes or no? No closes it. Right? If I press yes, user deleted successfully. Nice. What else? What should we do next is basically hit the user update on close and user updated. Yeah, because when we update the user, we do the user updated and on close. Okay, let's try to do that. And we also need to duplicate this guy. Now let's just do add records. John Doe is a user. Picture. What was the UI face? Something like this. Alright, there's the guy. Copy. No, copy the image address. Add that image here. Okay, save the changes. There we go, John Doe. Delete John Doe. Are you sure you want to delete John Doe? Yes, I am sure. User deleted successfully. Nicely done. Instead of user, maybe we could say deleted user, first name, deleted user, last name. This can't be null. Nice. All right, so let's try to add John Doe again. There's John Doe again. John Doe deleted successfully. Nice. Or maybe if that's an error, we can also show the deleted user.email. Right, so the administrator has 5 seconds to check on the email, right? For example, even if we check, are you sure you want to delete that user? Maybe it's still a good way to show the administrator, you know, this user with this email, you just deleted that user. So delete John @khalicha.com, deleted successfully. Nicely done. And let me show you how that looks in let's try Jane Doe this time. Okay, let's try Jane Doe. Here's Jane Doe. Let's try to delete Jane Doe. Delete confirmation. There we go. The colors are inverted, as you can see. So we still have a way to see that Jane @khalicha. That's the email, that's the user that we deleted. If we still made the mistake, okay, copy that case, send that user back in, or something like that. We still don't have a way to add new users, register new users, right? But maybe that should be, I don't know. We'll think about it some next time. All right, guys, we can delete users, we can update the users, we can change, we can search the users, and I think this is, you know, this is good enough for now, at least. So yeah, I guess the next time we can focus on something more meaningful, like creating the periods and try to find a way to count the numbers, like you have that many vacation, that many sick leaves, that many days off, I don't know, that many blah blah. Maybe we could, you know, start building that mechanism to you know, to put it in place. But yeah, for now I guess we can wrap it up. I just want to remind you, for you know, for those of you who haven't seen this yet, on my Twitter account, I posted a poll. There we go. So let me paste you the status just in case you want to see it. So basically, I'm thinking about introducing another topic in my live streamings. Okay, so maybe, you know, someone could get bored with me only building this, you know, absence tracker app and maybe want to see something more different. So I thought maybe we can try to you know, start looking into Elementor or Webflow, you know, in one of the next streams. So if you guys would like, you can really help me out to choose, you know, what should we focus on, either Elementor or Webflow. So yeah, if you're watching, just go on Twitter. If you don't follow me, and yeah, hit the buttons here. Tell me what you want to see next, and we can try to have fun with those technologies. Both of them are great. You know, why I picked those two. Elementor is a UI builder for WordPress themes. So if I was a client, like an ordinary client, not necessarily a tech-savvy client, right? I might not understand programming or HTML, CSS or stuff like that. I would want my website to be built with WordPress because WordPress is just easy to use, you know. I can add my stuff without bothering my developers, with the people who actually develop my website. But why I picked Webflow as well, because it's trending at the moment. It's, you know, it's very popular, and I guess it's better from a developer, I mean designer perspective. Working in Webflow is, I guess, more pleasant than working in Elementor, but that might not be the case because I don't have any serious experience in Elementor or Webflow. So that's why I picked these two. So we should, yeah, both of them have their pros and cons. And yeah, whoever's watching this, yeah, just hit me up on Twitter and help me, you know, make the decision what we should record next, what we should stream next. Web design with Elementor or web design with Webflow. Yeah, so but yeah, until then, guys, hey Blabbernab, thanks for following. Okay, this is cool. Yeah, I'm about to stop my streaming now, but super cool. Yeah, thanks for following. All right, so yeah, guys, thanks so much for watching. I think we finally got the users, you know, functionality out of our way, so we can focus on something more fun than listing users and managing users. But yeah, for those of you who don't know Blitz.js or Chakra or stuff like that, I think we had some decent use cases. We used queries, we used mutations, we did some UI work, we did some modals and stuff like that. So yeah, it was fun. This live stream was fun. So all right, I'm not sure when I'm going to stream next. Maybe tomorrow we could do like an hour and a half or something like that, if I'm not lazy, if I don't want to chill. But yeah, make sure you follow me on Twitch to receive that email when I go live. And okay, guys, I'll see you again next time. Ciao, ciao.